today what I saw was the well of Cana. Actually, I first saw vessels of all sizes. There was no distinction to the vessel. They looked like old aluminium vessels, some clay vessels maybe, different shapes, different sizes. So I said, what are these? Then I realized it's by a well, and I was told it's the well of Cana. And then I was told, I have summoned all my vessels to the well of Cana. So it's going to be a miracle of Cana. And the Lord said, because the world's house has lost its wine. Wine is finished, and the world's entertainment, the world's rapacious living, the world was so gung-ho, and there was so much, people thought it's a great happening place. But suddenly, COVID shut it down. We are not happy about it. I'm not saying this gleefully, I'm saying it with a heavy heart, matter of fact. Just that world's enterprise was called to a sudden halt, isn't it? And it was summons from the throne of heaven. Present yourselves to me to take stock of how you have handled my resources, the life I gave you, what you have used music for, what you have used cinema for, what you have used dance for that matter, what have you used medicine and law and science for. We know for quite a bit of science goes anti-God, almost all of science. It's very rare to see a Professor John Lennox kind of person who upholds the integrity of the Word of God and still believes in God as living. But the world's wine came to a stop. Those who know the story of Cana from John chapter 2, the enterprise stopped suddenly. So I have told this repeatedly in Revelation chapter 18 verse 8. We are told a plague and a pestilence would stop the world's economy in 1 day, 1 hour. We did not think it's possible. Furthermore, it's a good day to read Revelation 18 verse 22. I often used to read, when I read it, I used to wonder how can this be. Revelation 18:22, it specifically said, let me first read Revelation 18:8 says, for this reason, in 1 day, her plagues will come, pestilence and mourning and famine. And 18:10 says, standing at a distance because of the fear of her torment, saying, woe, woe, the great city Babylon, the strong city, for in 1 hour your judgment has come, and all commerce ceased. And Revelation 18:22, and the sounds of harpists and musicians and flute players and trumpeters will not be heard in you any longer, and no craftsman of any craft will be found in you any longer. You will suddenly stop. Sound of mills will not be heard in you any longer. So the industry, the enterprise, the entertainment, sin industry, pedophilia, human trafficking, flesh trade, all stopped. Hollywood, Bollywood, everything stopped suddenly. So the story of the Cana story at that wedding, of course it was a simple wedding, a relative of our Lord Jesus Christ and his earthly mother Mary was there, and he was there with the disciples. The wine stopped. That's the context. So this morning when I saw these vessels of different, some were small, some were big, but they had been all summoned, vessels of God, you and me. 2 Timothy chapter 2 says there are many vessels in the house of God. This is time to take stock how we have lived our life. So God has sent summons out not only to the world's enterprise, but also to God's people. How church is doing church. And the vessels were brought, and he said, so I said, Lord, what has COVID done to me? What has COVID done to me? Can COVID has changed me? what kind of vessel I am. So COVID thought emptied me. COVID time entered me, engaged me to check me and said, empty yourself. What I was strong in doing, what I was good at doing, what I thought was good at doing, it had to be edited, reconstructed. And the Lord said, I'm going to empty your vessel. I said, then I'll feel empty, I'll feel unable. So that's how it was. But then He summoned us to the well of Canaan and said, when you are really empty, all the dregs empty. So what are the dregs? Jeremiah 42 speaks of our habit of standing on our dregs, standing on the lees. That's what the wine does. So wine has to be poured from one vessel to the next. Otherwise, it gets the taste of the whole thing settling inside. You may have heard of that allegory. In the olden days, they had to do this for wine. Change it from vessel to vessel. This is what I felt happen. And here I was at the well with my vessel. And Lord Jesus said, I will draw deep from me and I will wash you and fill you. Just wait still. So now it's about, in Sri Lanka, the shutdown came on the 19th of March and today is the 6th of June. So it's nearly full month of April and May, that is 61 days. And then 11 days, 7 in March, that is 52, that is 6 to 72, and now 6 more days. We are nearing the 80th day maybe, and of emptying, of being cleansed. And the Lord says now, maybe you are ready for me to fill you. So I do feel ready to fill. For Him to fill me, I wake up every morning saying, Lord, what hast Thou to say to me? The old Samuel song, Master, speak, thy servant heareth, waiting for thy word. I am listening, Lord, for thee. What hast thou to say to me? So He wants to fill us. And then the world is thirsty, the world is needy, its fun and entertainment has stopped. Everyone is concerned, what will post-COVID world be like? And then they may be ready to taste the new wine. And we have been made new. Our wine is new, and the master of the ceremony told the person, the man in charge, the owner of the house, he said, probably the bridegroom was asked, did you bring the best wine for the last? So many servants of God have prophesied that when end days come, when the world's carousing stops suddenly, as it happened. You remember Lord Jesus said in Luke 17, it will be like the time of Noah. People will be eating, drinking, sexual activity, doing their own thing, building, buying. I mean, the world's commercial enterprise was in full flight. Now all flights grounded, most flights grounded. As I said, we don't speak gleefully, but that's what happened. So when the world begins again, then we say, let's see what wine God has for us. Wine, of course, is a new kind of life, what Jesus has put into us and what we can pour into others. So they went and poured out, water came out of the well. I like to think it's a life of Christ, and then they poured it back. People in the wedding said, we have never tasted something so good. Why did you keep the best wine to the end? So John G. Lake, the great missionary to South Africa, said this, that there will be a worldwide revival at the end time. Smith Wigglesworth said this. David G. Plessis said this. Catherine Kuhlman said this. That a time will come. I think the time has come. World may again say one more time, maybe we playing God was not very smart. We playing God, usurping God, substituting God, wasn't a very bright idea. And when God is not there, different people start playing God. Those who control vaccines can think they are God, to tinker with the health of people, tinker with the economies of nations, tinker, meaning corrupt and manipulate the legal systems of the world. And so I've said this again and again, each family must keep their boundaries, protect them. Each nation must keep their boundaries, family values, ethical values, how you run your legal system, how you run your health system. Never relegate that to people who do not think or who cannot take care of a nation like God's family. Nations belong to God. So all the 240 plus nations in the world are to be siblings to one another. God is to be Father. So we have the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Nations say this together. So in every nation, for every family to have bread is God's concern. That some have so much and so many have so little is not God's idea of how He did the world, how He wants to do the world. So this is why our vessels have been summoned. We said yes sir, and we came to Him. And of course after summons, warrants will follow. That's how the court system goes. Summons is, come present yourself, let me hear the case, let me tell you how I think it is. That's what God told the world afflicted with COVID. How have you done? So much of immune problems. So many people died without taking an easy drug. So many people. In Florida, state of Florida, 27,02,147 died. Because there was a governor who was very amenable, peaceable, worked with the president. In the state of New York, 26 million people, 26,000 died. Florida, 27 million, 2,147 died. New York City, Andrew Cuomo is the governor, fighting God and fighting everybody, and 26 million people and 26,000 died. Some problem, don't you think? Yeah. So here, when the world's enterprises were summoned by God, we also were summoned by God, God's people. Bring our business, empty it of our schemes, stratagems, our own self, and He said, I will fill you with myself. I decrease, me decrease, Jesus increase. So here are vessels to be poured back to the world, and they may say, look, your life in Christ is appealing. I can see the favor of God. Can we also know from you how you manage your affairs? That's how they will taste and see that the Lord is good. How will they taste and see? They will taste what we have in our life from Christ. So that's why the best one for the end. Let me read a few scriptures. In a house there are many vessels. We want to be vessels unto honor. You will remember the Old Testament, the deliverance in the Old Covenant for Israelites under Moses, under Pharaoh really, in Egypt. The deliverance began when the water of the Nile was turned to blood. You remember that? And in the New Testament, the Lord Jesus Christ signaled His ministry. Water was turned to red wine. And He knew there was 3.5 short years. So He was hesitant actually at John chapter 2. Mary, His mother, came and said, they have no wine. Wedding stopped. Dancing stopped. Entertainment stopped. And the Lord Jesus said, my time has not yet come. So He checked up with the Father. And Father said, okay, you mark your time. You do this Simeon, that's the Greek word, this sign. And people will know you are the Messiah. Nobody has made water into wine ever before. God made water, and God can make anything out of water. And He said, and strangely in the Old Covenant also, water at Merah was healed at the beginning of the journey. In the New Covenant, water was made into wine, and there would be 3.5 short years. First Passover, second Passover, third Passover, fourth Passover, He'll be dead. In between there will be 3.5 years. And then comes the sacrifice. So He knew when He did the water into wine, I'm signaling the end of my journey on earth. So when this new wine is coming to the world, vessels are filled. God reset the world. People are saying pollution is gone, rivers are better, river life is returning, oceans look much better, pollution is less, cities are getting that were rid of smoke and pollutions. So what will we get back to, isn't it? How fast and furious would the world be to get back to what they knew as it is? How will the Christian behave? What are you aching and yearning and impatiently waiting for? My suggestion is, please attend on the blessing of God in you. Let Christ fill you with the best wine He has. And they will taste and see. Your workmates, your neighbors, your family, your friends, they will taste and see that the Lord is good because what He has done for you and for me. So that's how the signaling was. Jesus said to draw out some, Jesus said, bring these stone water pots they were brought. Fill the water pots with water, the Lord said. He said to them, draw some out now and take it to the head waiter. So they took it to him. When the head waiter tasted the water, which had become wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew. Head waiter called the bridegroom and said to him, every man serves good wine first, but you have preserved the best for the last. The beginning of his signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. So here is a chance for every head of a house, father and mother, as well as a head of a state, as well as a head of a business house, to come to know, taste and see that the Lord has a better plan for their nation, better plan for their business. For every parent to know God has a better plan than we can do for our children. Listen, for parents, is there anything more important than what will happen to our children? That's the best one, is the life Christ has for us. So shall we pray and say, Lord, come into our hearts. So if you want any of the previous clips, spiritual ones, COVID science ones, or the digital science ones, please send a WhatsApp to +94 77 49 59 214. And we bless our president to do well. We bless those who advise him to do well. Things improve with blessings. We bless our health services who have done so valiantly. We bless our police services and our military who have been so helpful in contact tracing and keeping COVID contained, isn't it? So if you want to improve your child, bless what you have. If you curse what you have, you criticize, it will diminish. Many people miss it. I see on social media such a lot of criticism, blame transfer, bad words, even Christians getting carried in posts that have horrible words. What you agree with, you become. That's the thing. I'll repeat it. What you agree with, you become. So when you agree with these nasty posts criticizing someone, you become like that. You become like the criticism you make. Words have effect. So we want to taste of the good wine, the best that Christ has for us in this season. So between summons and borders. So what will borders be? When the angels begin implementing God's judgment, then the day of vengeance will have come. We are still in the acceptable year of the Lord, the Jubilee year of the Lord. You read by Isaiah 61, first part Jesus quoted and stopped when he said, I'm anointed to preach the good news, and to recover the sight of the blind, to set the captives free, and to announce the acceptable year of the Lord, the Jubilee, favorable year. But there was another part he didn't mention in his first coming. But Isaiah 61:2 says, what will follow the accepting, favorable year of the Lord. Long time, isn't it? Since 33 AD, he died on April 3rd, crucified, then resurrected, came back to the world to live in us, his people. Now, 2020 was quite an unusual year, isn't it? 2020. 1920, we had Spanish flu. 2020, we have this. The world has never seen a thing like this. So, summons, give an account to yourself. for your side. Warrants will be angels moving in the day of the Lord's vengeance. That's what it said. Isaiah 64:2 says, there will be a day of vengeance. What is vengeance? God taking stock and delivering judgment. So now he took stock and said, I want to redeem you still. So that is redemptive justice. But when warrants are issued and angels are active, the Bible says in so many parables, parable of wheat and tares, parable of the wedding feast and so on. And there was a day, summons when they ignored the summons. Then came the warrants, angels executed judgment. But judgment, retributive judgment is not given to us. We are to be humble servants who go, taking the summons and say, please come to the king. This is his acceptable year. Settle your accounts with him. Even if you have lived denying him, rebelling against him, he still says, come, settle your accounts. After all, he gave us the breath of life. He gave us the ability to work. He gave us the ability to work. He created work. One reason for the stock taking is there's God work created, productivity creative, good for ecology, good for man, and there are things man designed which is evil, ruins the ecology, ruins human beings. So what will we get back to? God's created order or what man designed and distorted? The real question is there. So you can check this out with your friends, show them Revelation 18:8 and show them Revelation 13 how all of global citizenry are required to take a chip or a mark, saying the virus is bad, vaccines have to be given to everybody. So Oxford has already said it's very difficult to make a vaccine. And other professors have said unlikely that the vaccine will succeed because this virus is a man-made virus. It's difficult to get proper immunity for it. So China has said we are 99% sure. So someone says 99% sure. We wonder what they are sure of. Vaccines don't work like that. The best vaccine, tetanus toxoid, is 90% effective. So let's pray and say, Lord, Father, we thank you today. You summoned the vessels. We have understood. We have been emptied of ourselves. Our self-strength is gone. Our own ideas we know can't save us. Here we are ready to be filled up, and when you fill us up, and it is poured back, the world will say, this is the best wine. This is the best life. Please teach us the favor of God also. Thank you for listening.